Obama came out and said ISIS, but to confuse people, it's been ISIS, IS, ISIL. It's really Al-Qaeda. It's been Al-Qaeda the whole time. But to confuse it, because it's so embarrassing that our government got caught by the military and everybody, it was the military mainly, last year, openly running Al-Qaeda. The military freaked out, decompartmentalized. There was almost a total mutiny. The Secretary of Defense got all freaked out when the chairman of the Joint Chiefs went to him and said, this is not going to fly. And so they figured out a new strategy. Change the name, have them invade Iraq, and then say we've got to fund the main Syrian rebels that are Al-Qaeda, by the way. They just keep calling the moderate group the main group, who admits all over the news they work with IS, Al-Qaeda, whatever you want to call it, to then attack Syria. You have to understand, the rebels aren't turning to beat Al-Qaeda. They're going to be armed and given air support to go and overthrow Assad. Watch. Within a month to 2 months, they'll be bombing in Damascus and saying, well, to be able to take out Al-Qaeda, we've got to take control of the whole government to clean the country out. And then they're going to kill every Christian in the country, just like Libya, just like I told you they'd do 3 years ago. It's now a failed state with over 50,000 people confirmed dead. And then Obama, we'll play the clip when we come back. He said in the speech, we're going to play a bunch of these clips, they're not Islamic. Well, they are funded by Saudi Arabia, the dominant Islamic state. 80% are Sunni. This is the group radicalizing the Sunnis. This is 10% of the 80%. Do the math. This is the driving sector of Islam right now. To say it's not Islamic, I know Obama's an Islamic scholar and did go to Islamic schools, and when the Arabs heard him speak in Cairo, they fell down and cried, saying his Arabic is more perfect than an imam, because, I mean, he was raised a Muslim. It is true. I'm not Islamophobic. I'm not starting a war with anybody. I wondered why they would say on the news, Obama truth squads will arrest anyone in Missouri that says he's a Muslim. Remember that when he was running in 2008? We played the clips. I was like, why are they saying that? Because he's whatever he is, he was raised a Muslim. And so he's up there as the grand imam, the Mahdi, saying that, you know, this isn't Islamic. And in a way, he is the grand Mahdi. He is turning radicalism loose to take over the world while claiming he's fighting it and fooling everyone. Well, the Speaker of the House, Boehner, is giving a press conference right now, and he's endorsed Obama's request to not give $500 million. No, not to give $500 million to the Syrian rebels, to give basically unlimited amounts of money, speaking now at 12:24 Eastern time. That's enough. Just get him off the screen. Again, if you're a radio listener, we're simulcasting on television as well, and we track and chronicle what the mainstream media and the politicians are up to. Boehner is the guy that supports Obamacare. Boehner is the guy that helps work with the Democrats to try to stop the Tea Party and the Libertarians taking over the party. Boehner's the guy that keeps protecting Obama on Fast and Furious and everything else. And I supported Senator Paul saying we should bomb ISIS, but we started arming them to begin with as the rebels. So we've got to figure that out first, how they don't get weapons and how we then don't give them a new foothold in the Middle East. Instead, it's just, I'm going to give weapons to the rebels, and there'll be no boots on the ground, even though he just sent an additional 475 U.S. troops. That's Associated Press. Everything he says is a lie. Everything he says ends up being a fraud. Let's go ahead and go to this first clip. Obama says ISIL, to confuse you more, is not Islamic. Well, it is Islamic. It does come out of that. Talk about political correctness, though. It is not Islamic. And then he goes on to call it by another name to confuse people. Let's go ahead and play that clip.
At this moment, the greatest threats come from the Middle East and North Africa, where radical groups exploit grievances for their own gain. And one of those groups is ISIL, which calls itself the Islamic State. Now let's make two things clear. ISIL is not Islamic. No religion condones the killing of innocents.
Oh, my
And the
goodness.
vast majority of ISIL's victims have been Muslim. And ISIL is certainly not a state. It was formerly al-Qaeda's affiliate in Iraq and has taken advantage of sectarian strife and Syria's civil war to gain territory on both sides of the
All right, that's
Iraq-Syrian
enough.
border.
We told you 4 years ago the plan, a year ago, 6 months ago. It's all on record at Infowars.com. Not because we're rocket scientists. It's a public plan. Wesley Clark talked about it. We can play those clips again if you'd like us to. To use radical Islamists to destabilize the whole Middle East. It is our government and NATO that put these people calling themselves Islamic State, calling themselves the Caliphate, Al-Qaeda. It's all just names of the same thing. The stupid black flag is the Al-Qaeda flag. The same one bin Laden gave speeches in front of, okay? That's how dumb they think you are. And that's how dumb they think I am. And now they admit Libya is a failed state and we've got to invade there because the very group they put in charge is blowing up the airfields and murdering the Christians and the non-radical Muslims. The only thing Obama said that was true in that statement is that the main victims are Muslims. In Libya and in Iraq, not in Syria. They've gone into mainly Christian areas and killed everybody. 300,000+ dead in Syria. You can look that number up. Most of them Christians. So I don't even know if he's telling the truth there.
You are watching the best of the Alex Jones Show, weekdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central. Watch live at Infowars.com/show or become a member of InfoWarsNews.com and help us take resistance to the next level.